how is the course assessed? What is the balance of exams, essay, and what is the workload like? And probably Laura or Eva would have a good idea of that.
Yeah, so it's quite normally well balanced. With most of the modules, you have sort of a mixture. So you'll do some coursework throughout the term, and then it's quite likely that you'll have an exam at the end of the year as well. Or some modules are also exclusively exam or exclusively coursework. So it's always useful kind of before, especially in second year when you start choosing your modules. Yeah, so hang on. Okay, so yeah, in first year you can't choose your modules, so they get kind of allocated for you, and that's kind of what helps you kind of get that interdisciplinary sort of foundations, and to sort of understand the different areas of anthropology. And then in second year you can start to sort of hone your own interest a little bit more, although you're still encouraged to kind of keep a little bit of interdisciplinary aspects. And I found that definitely helped me working out my own interests to see how that relates to other areas of anthropology. But yeah, I recommend before choosing your modules, just, have a little think about the kind of practicalities of like, how much coursework is there? Am I doing like societies and things at the same time? And like those sorts of things. Although I wouldn't let it hold you back too much if you do structure your time well enough. So yeah, the workload is quite manageable. You'll have sort of readings to do every week, and then obviously the lecture and tutorial to attend. And if you're kind of interested in it, then I'm sure you'll find it very enjoyable, and it won't be too much of a chore for you. And yeah, if you just structure your time well, then you'll have time to sort of make the most of all these different learning opportunities, and also engage in sort of activities outside of anthropology and outside of UCL as well, because London is such an interesting place to sort of take on new experiences outside of your studies too. So I feel like it should be fine if you're genuinely passionate about anthropology. As you kind of get to start choosing your own pathway in your studies, you'll definitely be enjoying it, and be able to tie it in with your sort of outside extracurricular life as well.
Thank you, Eva.
If I could just add something, I think the main issue that students have in first year, and that's really the same thing for humanities in general, is that you only have 2 essays to hand in for the whole semester, and then you get overconfident and you think you can just write them quickly at the end of the semester, and you'll soon realize that this was a bad idea, and you'll adjust accordingly. But apart from that, for how the courses are assessed, I think you have a really wide range of different methods of assessment, especially in your first year. You'll make a film. Obviously, you'll have some exams. If in first year you don't pick your classes, so you'll have some exams. But if exams are really difficult for you, or you want to try and avoid them as much as you can also try to limit the number of exams you have in your second and third year. So that's something that's good to know. Or similar for essays, if you really dread essays, I guess. But yeah, you can really, in your second and third year, you can really mix up the different types of assessments that you have. And in first year, you'll have to hand in a lab book as well, which is a lot more creative than other assessments that you might have. So from that to like making a movie with group projects, etc., I think you'll really enjoy the assessments that you have to hand in. And that's part of what makes this degree great, is that the efforts that the anthropology department has put into varying the levels of assessments that you have.
Martin?
Laura actually just ended up saying what I wanted to say, is that we've actually put very deliberate effort into diversifying our assessment over the most recent years. When I first came to UCL back in 2004, it was very much exams and essays, exams and essays, exams and essays, which is very much the British kind of staple, if you like, the kind of default position also in school. And since then, it's really been really interesting work to diversify our assessment methods, as Laura described, from films and portfolios and books and lab books and presentations and a whole array of different modes of assessment, which I think is also a recognition that, if you want to diversify the university also in the kinds of people that you can attract, you also have to diversify the kinds of things that you ask people to do when they come here, right? So it's all part of a bigger effort in our departments at UCL at large to kind of be much, much more open and diverse in the kinds of people that we hope to be able to attract onto our courses. And I'm hoping that we're making progress in this way as well.
Laura, you wanted to add something?
I just want to quickly add something as well, is that you do have a voice in those processes and in those decisions to some extent, because if you are a representative, you do go over these types of assessments and try and figure out from focus groups or talking to students using feedback, which type of assessments students might want to see in future years, et cetera. And the department is really responsive to these types of feedbacks. So I think it's important to know that you also have an impact on future years in the department. And that's how we went from exam essays, as Martin mentioned, to having a really broad range of assessments.
Thank you, everyone.